Life often feels like a reflection of the seeds we have planted in the past. What we experience today is not random. It is the unfolding of actions, choices, and intentions we carried with us. This is what many call karma. But karma is not a life sentence. It is not a chain that can never be broken. It is simply the law of cause and effect, showing us that our present moment is shaped by yesterday, and tomorrow will be shaped by what we do right now. The beauty of life is that nothing is fixed. A river never flows in the same way twice, and in the same manner, our lives can be redirected. When we ask, can we change our karma? The answer lies in how we choose to act, speak, and think from this moment onward. Each thought is like a seed. Each word is like water. Each action is like sunlight. Together, they grow into the tree of our future. If we have planted seeds of anger, selfishness, or greed, we should not be surprised when our lives feel heavy. But if today, in this very breath, we begin to plant seeds of kindness, compassion, patience, and understanding, we change the soil of our lives. Karma is not punishment, it is guidance. It shows us where we have gone astray and invites us to walk a better path. Every time we forgive, instead of holding a grudge, every time we speak truth instead of deception, every time we help instead of harm, we are rewriting the story of our destiny. Change does not happen overnight, but like a farmer tending his field, with care and persistence, transformation always comes. The past may have shaped who we are, but it does not define who we must remain. The present moment is a doorway, and with mindful steps, we can walk into a different tomorrow. If we carry wisdom in our choices, compassion in our hearts, and peace in our actions, we will see that karma is not a prison, but a path of freedom. To change our karma is to change ourselves, and in changing ourselves, we change the world around us. Karma can be understood as the natural law of cause and effect. Every thought, every word, and every action we create leaves an imprint, just like a seed planted in fertile soil. In time, those seeds grow and return to us as experiences, either pleasant or painful, depending on the quality of what we have sown. When we look at our present life, it is not a mystery or a punishment from outside forces. It is simply the unfolding of choices we once made. If anger, selfishness, or dishonesty were sown in the past, they come back in the form of struggle, conflict, and dissatisfaction. If kindness, patience, and truth were planted, they blossom into peace, harmony, and joy. The important thing to realize is that karma is not permanent. It does not mean that our lives are locked into one path with no escape. Cause and effect continues to move with the rhythm of every moment, which means we always have the power to create new causes that will shape new effects. This is why the present moment is so valuable. It is the field in which we can plant better seeds. When we become mindful of our actions, when we pause before speaking harshly, when we choose honesty over deception, when we act with compassion instead of cruelty, we are reshaping the conditions that will arise in the future. To change our karma, we do not need to fight with the past or regret what has already been done. We only need to understand that every choice from this point forward carries power. In the same way a farmer can clear a field of weeds and start planting new crops. We too can clear the harmful seeds of yesterday by cultivating wisdom, patience, and love today. Nothing in life is fixed or unchangeable. Just as a river never flows in the same way twice, our lives are always in motion, constantly shaped by the choices we make, the struggles we face, the mistakes we have made, or the pain we have carried do not have to define who we are forever. The present moment is alive with possibility, and within it lies the ability to redirect the course of our lives. When we understand that we are not chained to our past, we begin to see that transformation is possible, even if we have walked a path filled with anger, greed, or regret. We can always turn and take a new direction. Life gives us countless opportunities to shift course. Just as a tree bends toward the sunlight, no matter how many storms it has endured. Change does not mean denying what has happened before, but realizing that what is happening now can shape what comes next. We are not bound to repeat the same mistakes if we choose to act with awareness. Every day is like a new canvas, waiting for fresh colors, waiting for new patterns. When we decide to speak kindly, to act mindfully, and to let go of harmful patterns, we redirect the flow of our karma. It may not always be easy, because old habits are like deep grooves in the ground, that the water of our actions naturally follows. But just as water can be guided into new channels, so can our lives. With patience and determination, the flow of our choices can carve new paths. This is the gift of impermanence. Nothing is stuck, and everything can be transformed. Each breath offers us the chance to begin again, to create a different future. Every choice we make is like planting a seed into the soil of our life. Thoughts, words, and actions are never wasted. They carry energy that eventually blossoms into experiences we must face. A kind thought planted in the mind brings peace to the heart, just as a harsh or negative thought can grow into suffering. Words have the power to heal or to wound, to build bridges or to create distance. Actions carry even greater weight, for they shape the lives of others as well as our own. This understanding teaches us that nothing we do is small or meaningless. Each decision is part of a chain that forms the reality we live in. When we recognize the power of our choices, we begin to live with awareness. Instead of reacting blindly, we pause and consider the seed we are about to plant. If anger is sown, it will return as conflict. If dishonesty is planted, it will return as mistrust. But if patience, truth, and compassion are chosen, then peace and harmony are what will eventually come back to us. Just as a farmer carefully selects seeds knowing they will determine the harvest, we too must be mindful of what we allow to grow within us. Sometimes we may feel that our small good actions do not matter, but every seed carries potential. A tiny seed can grow into a mighty tree that offers shelter for many. In the same way, a small act of kindness, a gentle word, or even a single compassionate thought can ripple through our lives and beyond, shaping a brighter future. Each moment offers us a chance to choose differently, to plant wisely, and to nurture the garden of our destiny with awareness and care. Karma is often misunderstood as punishment, but in truth, it is a teacher. It reflects back to us the energy we create, showing us the results of our actions, not to harm us, but to guide us. If we act with greed, we experience dissatisfaction. If we speak with anger, we encounter conflict. If we live with compassion, we attract harmony. Life mirrors what we put into it, and this mirror is meant to awaken us, not to condemn us. By observing the patterns that arise in our lives, we can learn where we have strayed and how to realign ourselves with a path of peace. When difficulties come, it is natural to ask, "Why me?" Yet karma reminds us that every challenge carries a lesson. Instead of seeing pain as punishment, we can see it as a signal, a chance to look within and change the way we respond. Just as a child learns not to touch fire after feeling its burn, we also learn not to repeat harmful actions when we see the suffering they create. This awareness gives us the freedom to make wiser choices moving forward. Karma guides us like a compass pointing toward balance and truth. When we pay attention, we begin to see that every unkind word leaves a mark, every dishonest act creates confusion, and every selfish choice builds walls. At the same time, every act of patience plants peace, every act of generosity brings abundance, and every act of love opens doors. This is how karma shapes our path, not as a judge, but as a reminder. The more mindful we become of what we create, the more we realize that our destiny is in our own hands, shaped moment by the energy we choose to give. The power to transform karma begins in the present moment. The past cannot be undone, but the present is alive with possibility, offering us the chance to create new causes that lead to new outcomes. Each moment we breathe gives us the freedom to choose differently, to respond with wisdom instead of habit. When we practice forgiveness, we release the heavy burden of resentment and make space for healing. When we choose kindness, we soften the hearts around us and invite harmony into our lives. When we act with compassion, we plant seeds that grow into peace for ourselves and for others. Transformation does not demand that we be perfect. It simply asks that we be mindful. Small steps taken consistently shape a new direction. Just as a river carves its way through stone over time, gentle yet persistent, so too do our present actions carve the path of our future. We may stumble, we may fall into old patterns, but the moment we awaken and return to awareness, we begin again. Each act of patience in the face of anger, each moment of honesty when deception tempts us, each choice to help instead of harm, all of these reshape our destiny. The present moment is a powerful teacher, reminding us that the future is not written. It unfolds from what we do right now. The energy of love, truth, and peace, when practiced today, becomes the foundation for tomorrow's experiences. This is why mindfulness is so important. It keeps us aware of the seeds we are planting with every thought, word, and deed. By choosing to act with clarity and compassion in this very moment, we begin to dissolve the weight of old karma and step into a life shaped by wisdom and freedom. To change karma is to change the very way we live, think, and respond to the world. The patterns that shape our destiny are not outside forces, but the habits we cultivate within ourselves. When we carry wisdom in our decisions, compassion in our actions, and peace in our hearts, we begin to create a different reality. Karma is not something that happens to us. It is something we create, moment by moment. By transforming ourselves, we naturally transform the energy we release into the world, and that energy returns to us in the form of new experiences. When we live with mindfulness, we notice how our words can either wound or heal, how our actions can either divide or unite, and how our thoughts can either disturb or calm the mind. The awareness of these choices is the key to change. If we wish for peace, we must embody peace. If we desire kindness, we must practice kindness. The outer world reflects the inner world. So by reshaping what is within, we alter the path ahead. This change is not only personal, but also collective. Each time we choose compassion over cruelty, forgiveness over resentment, patience over anger, we not only shift our own karma, but also influence the lives of others. Our example becomes a light that encourages those around us to act differently. In this way, changing ourselves becomes a way of healing the world. Karma reminds us that life is interconnected. Every choice ripples outward, touching countless lives. When we align ourselves with truth, love, and wisdom, we create ripples of harmony that return to us multiplied. To change karma is to recognize our power, take responsibility for our actions, and live in a way that brings balance to both ourselves and the world. Thanks for watching.